when I was in Makurdi after my NYSC, I made a lot of money with this donut roll. The recipe is simple but very addictive, as my customers couldn't stop having enough of its bite. Bad boy. So, if you're looking for a new recipe commercial standard donut roll for your business, or maybe you want to improve your already existing recipe, then try this one because it is already customers approved. Please don't forget to be part of this community by subscribing and hitting the like button as we begin this video. If we must begin this donut roll making in a right manner, then you'll be needing some bread flour. And on that note, I will be adding about 4 cups of bread flour into my bowl. This is because I will always prefer my donuts to be chewy and mouth-filling. An alternative flour for these is all-purpose flour. Now I go in with the rest of the ingredients. And of course, I just added my sugar right now. Then I'll go in with my salt. Yes, I used about 2 teaspoons of salt, just a teaspoon of yeast, and another teaspoon of baking powder. Now, optionally, I'll be adding about 2 eating spoons of powdered milk. Now, homogenizing these dry ingredients is actually non-negotiable in donut making. And once you see them combine evenly with each other, then I will go in with my liquid. And for the liquid, I'll be using just water. And you can also choose to use a warm milk, which is definitely not advisable if this is a commercial recipe. So this water was actually added bit by bit, 1 cup after the other, in order to ascertain the exact amount of water needed to rightfully mix this donut properly. And of course, I'll be sharing this recipe in detail right down the description box. Yes, I'm gonna share the amount of water, sugar, and every other necessary information that will help you achieve this donut quality successfully. I'm sure you're gonna check it out, as you wouldn't want to miss out in any detailing aspect of this mouth-watering donuts. So keep mixing and bringing every content of your bowl together as they comes together to become a dough. So as soon as your donut comes together like this, all you need to do is to sprinkle some flour on your table surface and transfer this donut into your working table as we begin the kneading process. Now, if you're using a mixer to do this, the kneading process is not separated from the mixing process. But whereby you do it manually like this, you have to know and take your time to mix this dough properly, knead them until they become so smooth and so stretchy and so soft. Note that you don't need your dough to become too watery, otherwise you will have some difficulties in kneading as the dough becomes so sticky to your palm and even to the working surface. So mixing it solid like this will actually help your workability. In those days, I usually make these donuts in 2 different ways, but whichever method I use, my customers always enjoy it a lot. The method I am showing today is actually the second method. The first method warrants me to melt my margarine, then add my mixing liquid into the melted margarine before mixing everything in my flour mixture before turning into a dough like this. But this method warranted me to add my margarine directly into my dough after mixing my water. So whichever method, the result is similar, flavorful, and very customer addictive. Just as explained, it is time to add my margarine into my dough. Now this is about 35 grams of margarine, and that's enough. I'll just mix all this to combine and knead thoroughly, and that's all. You don't add too much margarine in your dough in order to make it soft. Rather, too much margarine in your dough will make your donuts to soak. Always take your time to knead your donuts against your working surface like this. It is only then that you will achieve that soft and tender donuts that your customers will always want to have from you. Sometimes I add a little bit of white vinegar in order to improve the quality of my donuts. And that's just it. In a nutshell, if you want to have a very nice, soft, tasty, and customer addictive soft donut, then use the right type of flour, which is bread flour. Melt your margarine or add your margarine after you must have mixed your dough, and finally knead life out of that dough for a bready and chewy mouth texture. So I greased my table with some vegetable oil and then roll out the dough smoothly like this, cover it and allow to prove here in my table surface for some time. After 1.5 hours, my dough was fully risen. Yes, a long time because we use small quantity of yeast. And this is a great secret that every donut maker should know. You get the best quality of dough for your donut when you use smaller yeast and prove it for a very long time. So I advise you don't be in a hurry while making your donuts. Always take your time. Use smaller quantity of yeast just as I demonstrated in this video and prove for a longer time. Sometimes if I'm busy, I use less than what I used today and prove for over 2 hours so that by the time I'm done with whatever I'm doing, I cannot come back to my donuts. So firstly, I greased my hand, my table and my rolling pin with some vegetable oil to avoid thickening, then flatten it and then roll it out just as you can see. So this is because I want to achieve a string-like or coil-like donut shape, which is actually a unique way of customizing your donuts and making it different from what is obtainable in the market. Apart from the uniqueness that this shape offers to your donuts, it also makes your donuts to appear bigger in look, especially for those customers that always want a big donut. So it will make your customers not to complain that your donut is very small. So to do it again, I stretch flat my donut with my rolling pin. From the length of my rectangular flatted dough, I roll the dough into a stick and then lengthen my stick by rolling it against my table just to make it a bit longer and smooth. After rolling it out like a rope or a stick like this, then place your finger, fold the first one and use the other edge to tie it. Yes, as if you want to tie something. Yes, and roll it like, then pull out your hand and yes, you got it. Can you see it? Yes. Let's do it again. Place your finger there, hold it with the other hand and gently tie it as if you are tying a rope. Okay, just move it around smoothly and then pull out your hand. Is that simple? Now, to avoid thickening on the table surface, you can sprinkle some flour on your table and allow the already rolled out dough to sit on it, or cut out pepper like this and then sprinkle your flour and simply allow the dough to sit on it. If you don't have the baking pepper, please, it is not necessary. Just sprinkle your flour and allow your dough to sit on it. Now at this point, our donut is very sensitive as it can rise at any time. Remember, it has been proven before. So I heat up my oil and started frying immediately. Now, this kind of donut can open up easily in the fire. So the best strategy I normally use is to compound or crowd the donut to the size of my pot, so that in case of unfolding in the fire during frying, the next frying donut neighbor would say, "Hey bro, please don't do it," by wedging it. Okay, so that's just it. And by so doing, you will control the unfolding of our string donuts to an extent. And for frying, I love my donuts to fry slowly, so I tend to reduce my heat and allow it to cook gently in a medium low heat. I fry until the whole donut is completely brown. Don't forget, I usually turn them to allow every part of the donut to fry evenly and to brown amazingly colorfully. So that's just it. Oh my goodness, the donut is browning. Look at how big my donut is. The size is actually sizing and I love it. And most importantly, customers rush it. So at this point, I think I'm fine with this level of browning. So I'm gonna scoop out my donut. But over here, I think I need to flip this to allow them to cook for a while to brown very well. And here is it, donut bread. Yes, if you actually ask me to give this donut a name, I will simply call it donut roll or donut bread roll. Believe me, it is different from the donut you know in terms of taste, texture, and mouth feel. It is bready, chewy, mouth filling, and satisfying. So I added this fourth one so that I can wedge it and prevent it from unfolding from the heat. And after frying and browning completely, then I'll pick them out and we are good to go. We actually got 10 donuts from this 500 gram of flour. If you wanted a smaller portions, you can cut into 20 or into 15, depending on how much you want to sell to your customers. Now look at our donuts. This is beautiful. This is nice. This is colorful. This is presentable. And this is just unique. When people know you with this kind of donuts, you have already distinguished yourself from the regular thing that people are doing out there. Over there in Makurdi, because of these donuts, most people will prefer to eat very late because they are waiting for us to pass. Though we never disappoint because we also try to maintain our quality and our standard. Yes, and after packaging, you can supply and sell. And so now let's check the inside. Once you open it, even as you are opening it from the packaging, you will be feeling the soft texture. It is so soft. It is bouncy in the mouth. It's so chewy and so bready. I'm enjoying it already. This is one of the products that made me popular then because it is affordable, it is profitable, and people really ordered for it as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your comments and how you've been telling me how my video has been helpful to you. If you want one-on-one training in food or beverage processing, or you want to consult, reach out to me. Link is on my bio. Bye for now.